Hi Hanan, I just thought I would just go through this so I can walk you through some of the questions and what it is. Um, so this is the diagnosis looking at particular skills, so you can see they're single slides focused on visual recognition and diagnosis, so it's giving students that insight. So you can see there are interesting ways that you can display answers. I did have another set where I think I used this one slide and I created 4 different questions on it. So there's the ways that you can be creative, but it takes time in the way that you are able to generate content. So you can use one picture multiple of times. If I get time, I'll send you that as an example. But what we're going to do here is look at some of the different types of questions that you can have. So this is quite a nice one in that it's a hotspot one, like that, that's kind of nice. And then you can get the answer. That one needs to be removed, so we're still designing those. And there are limitations on how big this box is, so that's just the nature of the platform. You then click on there. These questions maybe look too similar, so you've really got to scrutinize it. So maybe the answers are a bit funny. The size of the font is limited there. And then, of course, what you're doing here is you're giving a little bit of an explanation as well. So it's not just about did you get it right or not, but then also there's some information here about the explanation to help people learn. And of course, you've got to be very careful that it's succinct and we can't have too much text. But that's quite an art to be able to do. So let's just randomly do a few of those like that. So this is one here, multiple things. I think this is quite a nice one. So here you can have multiple answers to one question there. You've got the answer there, but it won't actually, I don't know if it gives you a score on how many you've got correct out of this. I think it probably does because you've got a point value here, so it is a way of working that out. Maybe that's a bit small, I don't know, but anyway, marked tooth wear. Let's just click a couple of random ones like that. So this one, that's starting, I'm wondering whether that's getting a bit messy. There's too much text on that. But anyway, it's easy to be critical, and I think if you spend too much time designing the perfect question with the perfect answer, you'll never produce anything, and you just got to get them out. Here's another hotspot one like that, whatever. That's not quite right. So that's an interesting one in the way that you can see those answers. So that's quite interesting for students to check what they've observed to the model answer. So I think these hotspot ones are really quite neat in what you're doing. Just randomly clicking here. Okay, that's another one. Rather a lot of text, could be made more succinct. Here we've got the one where we've got the same question with multiple, the same stimuli, the STEM, which is the photograph, giving us multiple questions, looking at from different things. Visual recognition and diagnosis. Here's a single best answer. Yep, so that's soft tissues, and that's over there. Okay, oh my god, I did quite well. Okay, so that gives you an idea of what it is. Then we've got to work out, well, what are the domains that we're going to be creating these in? And we've started to, I'm not sure if we've started mapping these yet. And then, of course, we've got the issue of sharing these. And, you know, I'm not sure what are the challenges that we've got with regards to sharing these photographs. Our patients do sign disclaimers for taking photographs for teaching or learning. So technically, I don't know if there's any reason why we cannot share these. Also, we've got issues to do with, we've got to validate some of the questions by experts, you've got to validate the questions and answers by students, and then we've got a validated question bank that we can then start using on students to then get overall, you know, item response validity, or whatever it happens to be. So quite interesting. So let me know what are your thoughts. It takes a long time because you try and get people to do it from different areas, and generally they're not good at writing questions. I've gotten JHDOs to do it, I've got students to do it, and it's just very time consuming to design really good questions, and you know, people are busy, so it is a challenge, but it is worth doing. and maybe if we're able to create an initial bank and show its validity and usefulness, then it can be a requirement that people have to generate content. But anyway, so let me know what you think, and yeah, hope to hear from you soon.